Hey, Sean, is you there? I'm trying to add you. Hold on. Oh, there you are.
All right, come on, guys. Do I really need to do this thing? This is crazy. Who is this person again? Shawna? Is her name Shawna? Okay. Hey, Shawna, long time no see. How are you doing today?
What's up, Blair?
All right, nothing. It's fine. Hey, listen, your producers told me I didn't need to wear pants for this, so guys, don't zoom down because I'm Donald Ducking it, if you know what I mean. But anyways,
Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. This is a video call that we're doing because we're going to do a 21-day water fast. I have all of my people blocked because of the way I'm holding up my phone. So I'm not going to respond to anybody at the moment, but if you can see them and read them, we can answer that. But
That's good.
I wanted to talk.
My people are blowing up right now. I can't talk to you guys right now. So sorry.
So April, well, everybody that's here, this is Sean Michaels. He's been a longtime friend of my family, my sister, and all of me, and my whole family pretty much. And he's been on a health journey with his weight for a long time. He's come so far. He looks great. You look great, by the way, Sean.
Thank you.
And he actually educated me a lot on water fasting and the benefits of it. But I had already gone on. I think I even made a live at some point where I told my followers that I was doing the 3-day water fast when I was doing it, which I failed twice, and then the third time I got it. And so now I want to go a little further, and me and Sean's going to join me, and we're going to do a 21-day water fast together, which is really exciting. I'm really excited to do it. I'm really nervous too. But before we talk about ourselves, can you just tell everyone what you told me in the beginning about the benefits of the water fasting?
Well, there's so many things, and I probably won't be able to say every little detail, but when you do water fasting, especially for long periods of time, get yourself into a thing called autophagy. And autophagy, it ends up starting to eat your fat from the inside. And that's exactly what happens with bears. Bears end up eating so much food, and then they hibernate for around like 6 months. And now their body is in autophagy, and it's just eating off all the excess fat that bear has. Once it's done hibernating, it comes out being very thin, and now it needs to be nourished, and now it starts eating again. So that's basically the same thing as what we're doing. And if we think about it, whatever we do in life, we need to actually follow nature. We actually need to follow what the animals are created and designed to do. If you believe in a creator, that's how the creator created things, you know? And we need to follow that. Just like with birds, they sense weather, they sense something, storms come in, and we got to follow that. I just want to add too, you could always talk to your doctors about everything. Anything that everybody says, do that, but just know that not every doctor studied natural nutrition. Not every doctor studied those things. And they're just basically shown and told how to give you pills to take care of this, take care of this, take care of this. Problem is there's so many different symptoms with those pills.
Yeah.
So we want to do things naturally. And this has cured thousands of people all around the world with certain problems, diseases, everything like that. And you could do your own research on that and look that up, because a lot of people, they want to be very sketchy about that. Hey, don't say that about this and that. That's not true.
Sean has done a lot of research, so you've done your own research a lot, and I know that both with you. But I encourage everyone who hears this video to also Google it. There's government websites that I've gone on that talk about apophagy. Am I saying it right?
Autophagy.
And then there's other people's testimonies and their experiences all over YouTube that you can listen to, and doctors who have researched this and supported it. So there's a lot of doctors that don't even know nothing about this. And then there's lots of doctors who have actually made this something they specialize in. So research that before you just jump in and do, what we are doing here. Now, you said that apophagy just dissolves the fat, but with my reason, I'm not here to lose weight. That's not my...
The truth about it is this. There's a lot of people that you should not do this for 3 different reasons. If you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, or if you're having issues with anorexia. And if you're somebody who's very, very thin and doesn't have much body fat on you, you don't want to do this. But if you have a sickness and something's inside that your body needs to heal from, then you need to do this. Right. And that's why this is so important, because if there's any problems with your body, if you're having inflammation within the body. My mom has fibromyalgia. Not only does she have fibromyalgia, but she has also a thing called Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is something that you're not supposed to have any gluten. So she needs to stop the gluten. Fibromyalgia is something where it's affecting inflammation. But when you're doing water fast, you're literally clearing out your body. You're clearing out all the bad toxins, because the further you go on with these water fasts, it's actually fixing brain cells and blood cells.
Important word healing. That's
Yeah.
my page is all about healing and holistic healing, and it starts with your mind. And this is what I teach people. But the mind and the willpower that it takes. I was just having this conversation too with somebody this morning about how America, especially. I've not been to many countries, but I know for a fact that America, especially, struggles and suffers with so many addiction problems. And this is one of my big reasons for going on the 21-day water fast. Besides the 21 days being so sacred to me as a Reiki practitioner, but also because, we Americans are addicted to medicine. We're not only addicted to medicines, we're addicted to street drugs. We're addicted to food. We're addicted to sugars and salts. And we're addicted to the internet. I mean, that's worldwide, but there's always some kind of addiction that we are indulging in that keeps us at a lower vibration. And this is one of the reasons I'm so excited to do this, because I feel like right now my main addiction is caffeine. Okay, coffee in the morning, and being lazy. Okay, but not just that. I love sugar. Okay, I have this need to wake up in the middle of the night and indulge in whatever sweets I have in my kitchen, and it's just little things like that. I want to really overcome the mind feeling like it needs anything other than spirit and love, and a healthy body, a healthy temple to survive and thrive in, right? And so that's one of my main things that are motivating me and driving me to do this. Is it's going to be very spiritually enlightening for me, because the whole time I'm struggling with this, I'm going to be going to spirit, and I'm going to use a lot of that time that I would normally use, eating, or when I feel like I want to eat. My plan, anyway, is to go in to meditation or prayer, and kind of connect with spirit to remember why I'm doing this, to overcome addictions, to overcome the need to feel like I need to survive for anything other than my willpower, my mind and my body, right? Like, food is necessary. I'm not saying go starve yourself, you guys. What I'm saying is that we are so powerful mentally and spiritually and physically than we give ourselves credit for. And we can break free from a lot of the things that hold us back in life, so that we could be enlightened and aligned, and we can heal our bodies from the inside out. And if we can master, the addiction that goes on in our brain, even as small as food, then you can master almost anything in life, because mastering the mind is mastering your life. So I wanted to ask you, Shawna, what is your reason for doing these water fasts?
Many years ago, I ended up getting diabetes, and I just kept eating sugar, and all the carbs turned to sugar. So people are like, oh, well, I don't eat much sweets, but do you eat bread? Okay, sugar. Are you eating pasta? Okay, turning to sugar. Everything turns to sugar. And everything in America, they're adding sugar. They're giving people a natural high.
Yep.
And it's affecting so many things. There's actually sugar is actually more addicted and more dangerous than crack cocaine, because sugar can actually end people's lives in so many different ways. It affects your eyesight, affects your brain, affects everything. And when you get diabetes, there's multiple levels of diabetes. And then all of a sudden, after a while, you start losing your memory. You start losing your brain, and you don't know where you're at. You don't know who you are anymore. And that's another cause.
With like brain fog, every day.
Yeah.
Right.
It happens to me all the time through the years. I'm always trying to think, what's that name? But as I've been healing myself and staying away from sugars for a long period of time, that's been clearing up. But I still have a lot more to go. I lost 152 pounds from the heaviest that I've been. And that was just because I got so depressed, so lost, so out of it, and a really bad relationship that was putting me down every time. And I just went to food, and it turned into an addiction. And I know how people feel when they're doing drugs, because the sugar was a drug, and I just had to have it.
Yeah.
I did small water fasts through the years. I did a 1 day, a 2 day, a 3 day, and then one day I did a 5 day. And then here's the thing. This year I ended up doing an 8-day water fast. And the fact that I did an 8-day water fast, I didn't care about losing the weight. What I cared about was the fact that I stopped my whole body from craving sugar. I don't crave sugar anymore. And I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't crave it. And I was addicted to it. So that's the real reason why I've lost weight. It's not just losing weight. But it's intermittent fasting, it's water fasting, it's doing a low carb diet, mainly like a keto diet, or sometimes, you know, you could be keto and it's very, very strict, very little tiny carbs, or you could do a low carb diet where every once in a while you can have a little bit of potatoes here or there, whatever. But that's kind of what I do.
You're also very active, you
Yeah,
know, which is
and I was always active growing up. I was a skinny little kid. You know, I was tall, but I was skinny, really skinny. My mom took me to the doctor, like, hey, is he okay? He doesn't gain any weight. And the doctor's like, no, that's what a natural, healthy boy is supposed to be like. We're not supposed to be big. We only got big because they brought fast food restaurants into our world. And that's just designed by evil people, because anything that's made from a lab, we're not supposed to put it in our bodies.
and not just lifestyle changes. You know, back in the day, people were their lifestyle was you had to harvest your own food, you had to raise your own cattle. You know, there was kids had to get up at one point and help their family run the household. And nowadays everything's made to be very convenient for us. And in that convenience, we forget to move, we forget to be active because we don't need to anymore because everything's in the palm of our hand. So, you know, during this, because I wanted to speak about the hardest part for me, I have that written down here for a question for you. Because when I did my 3-day water fast, the second day was the hardest part for me. And what I realized, because at some point I spoke about this too, I used to be, you know, I used to smoke cigarettes and I used to vape. And I recently quit vaping in the beginning of this year, which was very hard for me. And when I did my water fast, I realized that food triggered the same things in me that the vape did when I was trying to quit vaping. And that was one of the hardest parts for me, was getting over the mind part that told me I need this right now. You know, even though I knew I'm fine, like I'm not starving to death. I know I'm not dead. I'm hydrated. I actually feel great. But at some point when that hunger kicks in, that's when my mind is saying, you need this. You know, you need to go get some food, or, you know, I got kids, so I'm feeding kids too. So it's extra hard for me because I'm a mom. So I gotta feed my kids. I'm not gonna fast my children. And, you know, that willpower of pushing through that moment of the brain telling you that it needs something that you know that you don't need, that for me was the hardest part about that. And it was just 3 days. So I can only imagine what I'm going to go through for 3 weeks.
No, but
what do I do?
I want to say this too. You know, for number one, a lot of people are like, you don't do that. You're going to starve yourself. Don't starve yourself. For number one, if anybody has any type of body fat on their body, you are not able to starve yourself. People in third world countries who have no body fat because they barely have anything to eat, that's being starving. That's starving. And we don't experience that because we're constantly eating every day.
Even when we're
And we can afford to not eat. And I just wanted to say this real quick. There was a heavyset person who was bigger than me, and he ended up doing a 265-day water fast. Now he had doctors with him, and they giving them minerals that your body needs, because our bodies need minerals. When you do water fast for a long period of time, our body is going to start lacking minerals. So that's why we need to add those little minerals in the water. I just wanted to state that that, you know, we're not starving ourselves, because if you have weight on your body, man, it's going to take a long time for you to be in starvation mode. But here's the thing: when I did the 8-day water fast, I was doing keto, I was doing intermittent fasting, and I was doing keto. So therefore, my body was more healthier. So the more healthier you are, the more easier the fast is going to be. Because that's why it's very important to train your body before you do the water fast by eating healthy, clean foods. And then at the end, when you do the water fast, that's the big challenge, because you can't just eat normal foods after you end the challenge. But anyways, back to the main thing. I was feeling very tired. I felt great from the 5th day. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. The 5th day and I feel great. But after the 6th and 7th day, I started feeling really headache and really feeling down and crazy. And you really do start questioning yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But the greatest thing about something is this: there's a difference between starvation and there's a difference between fasting. Because starving, meaning you can't help it. There's no food around. You can't eat. And now you're in danger mode. I need to eat. But we're not in danger mode, because we can always eat whenever we want. We're in control. And that's the power of it. Knowing that you're in control of something and fixing the mindset. Because the truth is this: our whole lives, we've been designed to have people tell us, you can't do it. You can't do it. Oh, that won't happen. Oh, that won't work. Oh, yeah, I've seen you before. You never finished this. You never finished that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever listen to anybody, because you have to have that mind power and literally push everybody out of your way who is not motivating you and not keeping you focused. Push them out of the way and just stay focused in your mind, because here's the truth. 95%, well, I don't know the exact percent, but let's just say 80 and 90%, let's say 75%, maybe 72, I don't know, whatever. But a small percentage of people could never do a 24-hour fast because they don't have the mindset for it. They don't have the willpower for it.
And
So the fact,
you make the point of the choice, because the power of choice is so important in the world. And that's the thing, is we have the choice to be happy. And that's one of the big things I try, what motivates me to keep doing what I do in my paying 3 elements period, with my whole foundation that I have here, is to help people realize that they have a choice to be happy, because it's so easy to be unhappy. And the things that make people unhappy are usually things we do have control over, but we feel like we don't because of the thoughts in our mind. And, in reality, we have a choice to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to push through these shitty things. I'm going to push through, whatever it is I'm not happy about. And I'm going to choose to think about all the things that are good in my life, and it doesn't mean it's going to be like a fix-all pill right away. Like, it's practice to use the power of choice. But it will transform your life. And I say that with 100%, like, guaranteed, like, satisfactory. If you apply yourself to practice the power of choice, then you will transform your life. So I like that you chose those words, because I completely agree with that.
yeah. And you're going to start getting so freaking emotional. You're going to get so emotional because you're going to be in your head 24/7, because you're not having the things occupying you like you used to, because you're breaking those addictions. And that's one great thing about me right now, is I don't have addiction of coffee. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't have those addictions. I have the addiction of sugar and junk food, and I got rid of that. And I'm like, hey, okay, great. I don't have those addictions. Yes, there's different things to where, okay, well, now it's like you got to have more self-love now and start loving yourself more and start fixing little things in your life. Maybe you're a little messy and you got to start cleaning up around you and everything like that. But the difference is you got to have the yin and the yang put together. It's supposed to be mental, physical, and spiritual. And sometimes people just start focusing on one little thing. And I think that doing these fasts, it's giving you so much time to start really analyzing things in your life and what you need to improve and fix. Yeah. And that's the beauty of these fasts, because it's really going to get you inside your mind. Okay. And the truth is, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Oh, and the truth is, there's so many people that battle the negativity in their head every single day, and that's what I was doing. That's what I keep doing. I'm still in a funk. I'm still in a fog, and that's why I need this fast. I need to clear myself and fix these things, because I still have 100-something pounds to lose, and I'm still unhealthy. And being over 40 pounds overweight is considered obese, and I'm just like, dang, So and I'm just so grateful that when I was heavier than I was like, all right, cool. I don't have that much to lose anymore, and that's a powerful thing in the mind. And you're able to feel proud of that. And you really do have to have small victories. You have to reward yourself and give yourself these small little victories so you know to keep going. But you don't want to have big victories, because the battle hasn't even started yet. Right. I keep telling people I'm not even in the race yet. Right. I'm just trying to get to the starting point.
And the race don't end until the day we die. Yeah. Like, that's what I look at. So,
exactly.
When times get really hard, because I know you said you've only done 8 days. I've only done, April says, so no food, only water for 21 days. Yes, but April, I do plan on taking my vitamins every day as well. And I plan on drinking tea as well. So I'm going to be drinking tea and also taking my vitamins. And then for certain minerals that our bodies lack, I'm going to be using sea salt and lime in my water once a day to just, give me certain minerals that I need. Sorry, I got a notification here. What I was going to ask you, Sean, is that because I know you've done 8 days, I've only done 3. And in those moments, what I did was I kept busy, right? When things got really hard for me, I stayed busy. Like I would do things that normally I would struggle to find time to do. When I was doing my water fast for those other, that's how I kind of stayed motivated with staying busy and watching videos and keep educating myself, just to remind myself why I'm doing this and to keep going. So how do you stay motivated when you're doing these fasts? How do you think it's going to be different based on the last one?
Well, this is going to be really different because when I did the 8-day fast, I was going to the gym every day. I was swimming, I was hiking, I did a video on my YouTube page. I have a YouTube page where I post all my little videos of me doing these different things. And I ended up showing all these different things. But I do want to add this. After a certain point of doing the fast, your body is going to get weak. Your energy is not going to be there anymore. So normally, what they normally do say about fasting, you want to rest. It's okay to go work out and move if you're doing smaller fastings, like 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, but after a certain period of time, we are going to be weak. Okay. And I just want to add this too. There's so many people who have done 40-day water fasts, 60-day water fasts, and at the end of it, everybody says, yeah, okay, you lost weight, you look like you fixed these things, but you look terrible. And I just want to add this. Of course we're supposed to look terrible. We went through a war. We went through a battle with our bodies because our bodies are fighting all the bad stuff that we put in it and destroy it. So our bodies are physically breaking things down. And just like you were saying, we're adding minerals, we're adding those different things. But after a while, we're not adding any fuel in our body. So we're lacking the fuel. But I want to add this. This is what I want to add. At the end of the fast, that is the most crucial thing. Because just as long as you did the fast, that's how long it's going to take for you to naturally start putting the healthier things back in your body. Because you cannot sit there and finish the fast and go eat a burger, fries, chili cheese fries, shake, greasy foods. And
is because like I understand that like what you're saying is making me nervous, but I'm still excited because even though I know I'm going to be weak and stuff, like meditation has so much power in it, and like if you teach meditation, it can reverse aging. It can do so much positive things for our bodies from the inside out, physically, health-wise, everything, mentally, emotionally. And this is one of the things that because we're doing this for different reasons, and I'm really looking.
It's still the same reason because we're doing it for health.
We're doing
it's going to better our bodies, and that's what it's going to do.
But our approaches are going to be different, and I think what I really want the people to see is like, because for me, I'm excited to dig into because I struggle with meditation every day. I'm a light worker and I do Reiki, but I'm a full-time mom and I have 4 boys, and I struggle to make time for these things that I know are very crucial for me and my well-being, even on a regular diet. So during this time, I'm really excited to meditate during those times that you're speaking of when we're weak and when we're feeling lethargic and like we have no energy. Like I'm really looking forward to meditating so I can pull those things from my higher self and from God to keep me going and to let the light refill my cup. Like that's my intention here.
But I would like to add on that. That is the time of our magic moment because that's where we're actually facing the real battle with our mind.
Right.
We're going through that feeling. We're going through it. And the fact that we're not stopping, we're not quitting, that is the true battle there. That's the true win. That's the true victory. And I just wanted to add that at the end of everything, once you start re-nourishing yourself, that's when your body triples the energy level. That's when your body triples everything. Like everything that you did. Of course, our body's going to be weak. But then once we start re-nourishing our bodies back, that's when it's going to heal it 100 times more. Just like how people, they catch a really bad cold and then they go through it. But you know what? That actually strengthened their immune system. So
that brings me to because we pretty much answered most of the other ones in our conversation, but we talked about the hard parts and the struggles and the dark part of this. But based off your experience, what is the best part of the fasting for you? What's the best experience, during it, that you had?
The fact that I'm doing something that so many people haven't done and can't do because they make so many excuses. And that makes me feel powerful. That makes me feel like, don't ever call me weak. Don't ever call me lazy. Don't ever call me these negative things, because I did something that you can't do. And if you have the courage, and you get the courage, and if I motivated you to do it, then I get even more credit. And I don't say this to be cocky. I don't say that to be cocky. I just say that to be proud of yourself, because you did something that so many people refuse to do. Because I've sat there and told so many people, hey, just stop eating the sugars. Oh, well, I don't eat sugar. Well, do you eat bread? Oh, I love bread. I can't stop eating bread. Well, there you go. You can't stop something that's so bad for you. So that's just the thing. And it's the power of the mind. I did it on my own. I did it myself. And I accomplished something that, like I said, not a lot of people do. And it's so much easier. It's so much easier for a lot of people who are already healthy and their bodies are perfectly fine. And it's so much easier for them. But, you know, when you go to the gym and you see, or when you go hiking and you see like a really fit guy running up the mountain, it's like, okay, cool. He lives here, you know, that's easy for him. But you see a big guy like me hiking up there, breathing heavy and everything like that, people look at that and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. He's actually doing a lot more harder of the work, because he's so unhealthy, he's so heavy, he's carrying all that. That's like that guy running up the mountain, me jumping on his back, and okay, now you run up the mountain, you know? So that's the victories of it.
Because when I see somebody putting in the work, the hard work, you know, it means so many things. For one, it means they took accountability for themselves. And for two, it means that their results are going to be long lasting, because they're actually doing it the hard way around and putting in the work and building themselves up from the floor up. Because when you do it the hard way, you know, that means that you are doing the work mentally. You are doing the work physically and emotionally. You're going through it. And the evolution and the change is fruitful. It's whole. You know, it's not just partial. It's not plastic. It's not, I didn't pay for this. Like, you worked for that. And that's beautiful. You know, and one of the things I experienced with the 3-day fast that I did, that I kind of want to talk to you about, is the feeling of isolation. Like, I don't know if you felt like that too, but when I was doing the fast with my family, with my kids, you know, with my mom, my partner, like everybody that I was with, even though I had company around me, I still felt like I was like, and not in a bad way alone, but I felt isolated in the experience. But it was kind of peaceful. It was like very, I don't know the word for, like, melancholy, like very, very peaceful in a sense, like almost being under the water, you know, knowing that I was the only one experiencing this. And I'm the only one at all times watching my family eat, and I'm just sitting there like being strong. Like, it really puts you in this isolated place of peace.
Yeah.
Experience something like that? Or have you?
Oh, all the time. Well, for number one, every day I feel lonely, I feel lost, I feel all these different little things just naturally. But then when I ended up doing that, yeah, it just feels 10 times more, because you just feel like you're doing something that is so complex. Can you hear me, Bill?
Yeah.
And you start feeling like you're doing something so different and rare. But that's when I start praying. I start praying, and I start, you know, trying to be positive and getting myself out of that mindset. And then that's where self-love comes in, because if you don't start focusing on that, and then you start realizing, hey, I'm doing this for me. And I talk to myself too. I say, hey, Sean, who cares if you feel nobody loves you? I love you. Even though sometimes you don't feel that, but you just have to hear it, you know? But then at the same time, I'm like, hey, well, if I'm putting myself through hell, then I must love myself. You know, hey, I'm, you know, I am doing this for me. And that's the beauty of it. And that's what helps you get out of that. But like I said, people, there's so much negativity in the world that people can really discourage you. And that's why you have to get away from everything and really get away from all that and just focus on you and do whatever you need to do to be in the Zen, you know, be in the moment. So that's what helped me. So yeah, I like I said, you get into all your emotions, because here's the truth. When with anything of health, we have health, and our body ends up having trauma. Our body ends up getting trauma. And when we start healing ourselves, it's like peeling an onion, and we're taking those layers of trauma away. And you start feeling like that. I was abused and yelled at and treated like garbage when I was a kid by my stepdad. And now that I'm an adult, I still have certain things and triggers and traumas. And the more I keep losing the weight, the more I'm like, hey, I'm healing myself little by little by little, because, hey, I'm not that anymore. I'm not that anymore. I'm strong. Anybody who ever told you you're weak, you're nothing, you're this, you're that, you're doing something so hard for yourself that you're giving yourself your own confidence.
What
And
is it
that's
that removing food from your daily routine causes you to have to face these things? Why do you think those are relevant?
people eat more because they're hurt, they're sad, they're depressed. They go to food for comfort. What happens when you're sick? They go, oh, I just need some comfort food. Well, to be honest with you, when you are sick, the worst thing you could do is eat food. Because how is your body able to heal itself when you're putting food in your body and your body has to overwork now? You need to allow your stomach and your digestion to rest and heal and allow your body to just start working naturally.
Right.
If you cut your leg, if you just leave it alone, it will heal itself. But if you keep picking at it, it's going to take forever to heal. And that's when you're sick, you're not eating, you're giving your body that rest and that time to heal. So that's the beauty of it. And that's why we need to stay away from these foods when we feel emotional.
People forget to look at their bodies like it's a machine and it's working, when in reality our cells are constantly working, like doing constant labor, for us to exist, for us to be alive and experience things. And we should be treating our bodies like the temple. Like, if we want to do something in a church building, we shouldn't be doing it in our bodies, because our bodies are just as sacred as that holy building that people go to worship in, and it's important that we listen to it. And that's one of the things about this fast too that I'm very excited for, is because I think with an empty temple, I'm able to really concentrate on the centers of my body that are activated or that are underactive. The parts of my body I need to really focus on, they're going to be speaking louder to me, because my body won't be working overtime. It won't be in constant labor. It will be able to kind of slow down, and I'll be able to focus and pay attention to the areas that need attention. You know what I'm saying?
And your mind is not going to be overworking, because do you know how much of a percentage people think of food throughout the whole day? They're eating breakfast, thinking of what they're going to eat for lunch and dinner. And where should I go here? Oh, I'm craving this. Oh, I'm thinking of this. Oh, I'm thinking of that. And it's just constantly going through their heads. And the fact that you're doing these long fasts, it's like, take that out of the equation. You don't have to worry about it, because all you're putting in your body is the water and the minerals. And that's all you need to care about.
And this is our prep week. So the plan, we're starting our fast on October 1st, everybody. And so October 22nd is our day of eating, right? Or do we get on the 21st?
I wouldn't say eat. I would say grazing the healthy nutrients of a piece of fruit or little tiny small things, because the longer you fast, your stomach lining is missing a lot of things that are going on in your stomach. So you need to slowly put it back in. So yeah, I would just say grazing, and even if after we're done fasting, even if I have to juice a bunch of juice, I'll juice it for us so we can have the juice to get the nutrients, because I have my juicer. And those are the things that we want to have. And then slowly, gradually into a healthy salad, a healthy little soup, or, grow slowly gradual to that. Because if you overeat too quickly and too fast, we'll get sick.
Okay.
And that's what a lot of people have already done. And
on the 22nd, that's our grade, October 22nd.
Yeah, okay. 22nd.
And then this week, we're just going to prep by eating very lightly, trying to cut out our sugars and our carbs so that our body can start to already kind of slow down the process, and we can already start to build.
Because think about it, if you're eating all this carbs and all this sugar, and then all of a sudden you do the fast, now your body is going to go through withdrawals. Hey, where's that sugar? Hey, where is this? Where is it? But if you're slowly taking yourself off of it, now all of a sudden, once you do the fast, your body's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm used to this now.
You eaten today?
It's able to go. Huh?
Have you eaten at all today?
No. I just kind of woke up a couple hours and didn't eat nothing. And like I said, I don't really eat breakfast. I intermittent fast. So I normally eat something before I go to work, or I normally eat around like 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock. And then that means you give yourself a smaller window to eat. And if you think about it, if you have a smaller window to eat, you're not eating all this food. So therefore, you're shrinking your calories. And yes, you could eat the same amount of calories that you need for the day. So if you just have this amount to eat, then make sure you have the amount of calories you need in that time, but then stop eating. And then you have that whole period of time of fasting. So that's called intermittent fasting. Yeah. And people are losing weight just by doing that alone, because we're not meant to be eating 6 meals a day,
Right.
And we're not meant to even be snacking. Because I'm diabetic, so I learned all this stuff. I'm the one plucking my finger and seeing what the foods are doing to me. So I actually am like a scientist now to what foods are doing to me, and it's doing it to everybody. So many people are insulin resistant, meaning you're constantly eating so much sugar that your blood sugar is always going to be high. You may not have diabetes, but you're almost there. You could be borderline, but insulin resistant just means that it's just sugar's overflowing in your body. So like I said, when you shrink that time to eat, you're not putting that blood sugar. And basically what it is, it's through your liver. Everything we eat goes down to our liver, and our liver is the filter. So if you're putting too much junk in your body, your filter can't handle it anymore. So it constantly shoots out all the sugar. We need to start eating healthy and clean to cleanse our liver. And that's so important. And that's what doing these fasts are doing. It's fixing everything around, because you may not be overweight outside, but you could be fat on the inside, where it's clogging your heart, your liver, your kidneys, all those things, because the fat inside is actually what causes heart attacks and things like that. It's that, and that's why we need to be healthy. And that's what we're doing. We're doing these fasting to just melt off all this junk and garbage and fat and fix our bodies, fix everything that we've done through our past. Just like what you said with smoking. This is going to purify and cleanse it.
I've had a past, I grew up from a family of, addicts and alcoholics, and, there's a lot of that. And I followed down that path at a young age, and I've done a lot of destruction to my body already. I'm 36 years old. So, one of the things that I'm so excited about and that is motivating me is the reset. Like, I want to reset my health. I have psoriasis, and I got certain health issues that are concerning me that doctors don't seem to know what they are, or don't take the time to even try to figure out, So I'm hoping by the end of this, I feel like I've reset myself, I've reset my habits, I've reset my cravings, so that I can do a more positive journey after this. And I was going to do this with, I was going to do this completely alone. So I'm really happy that I have Sean here to do it with me, so that I could hit him up when I'm feeling weak, and I can make sure that I didn't fail before he did.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. But what a lot of people don't really understand is the importance of people showing love and support, because without that, yes, you could do it alone, but something this hard and this difficult, it's not easy. Why do you think people go and do marathons and there's hundreds and hundreds of people cheering them on? Because they're actually doing something that not everybody can do. Running a marathon, I don't even want to drive a marathon, let alone run it. That's crazy. But that's my point. They're getting all the cheers and the love and the support. And those cheers are actually the one reason why so many of those people keep going. And that's why that's why it's so important, So yes, you can go out and do something for yourself and accomplish something for yourself. But sometimes when you go and do something really big like this, that's a real big challenge, you really do need somebody who's kind of going through it with you, so they can have an understanding of what you're doing. That's why there's a lot of different meetings with different people who struggled with this and struggled with that. And they have groups to go to so they could hear other people that they've gone through the same thing. Because those people feel like this must only happen to me. It doesn't happen to anyone else. So
getting on a live like at the end of each of our weeks, so we can just update everybody on our journey if we're still going strong, which we will be going strong because we're not going to give in.
Well, if I'm able to walk to the camera, if I have the strength to lift it up, then fine, But yeah.
Okay, cool. I gotta go though because it's about to be 12. I got an appointment, but I'm really excited about it. We're gonna keep in touch, and hopefully our journey can help motivate some people, and you guys can, just focus on healing yourself, because that's really, life is about enjoying it and being happy. And if we're sick all the time, it kind of gets in the way. So let's heal ourselves and live a happy life. That's the goal. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Sean, let's cut it here. I love you so much, and I look forward to doing this with you guys. And, I'm going to post this, so if anybody has questions, just throw them on the comments. All right?